6, Talking Sports with the Know-It-Alls. We're going to switch it up today. I'm really looking forward to this show. We're going to switch up the sports today. We're going to talk music. We're going to talk hip-hop influence and what made you like hip-hop. So our age group's different. I'm the old dude, so I know y'all looking for me to say Melly Mel or something, but whatever. So we got my girl Nikki Nick in here in the trash bag section.
Never.
Then we got my man George. He gonna come with a little insight too. So we gonna start it off with Nick. What was your top 5 artists that made you love hip hop?
Man, to be honest, you know, you have a whole different, like we're gonna do it like a different genre. It's like a gumbo. So the number 5 person I'm gonna pick that I put to in that, it's not just them, it's a group. I would say Lil Brother from down south. So the reason why I picked them is because Lil Brother came out in 2003, and excuse me, my brother or one of my good friends, he introduced me to him while we were just driving back and forth to UPS. So I had to wait on him. I'm like, who is this, man? Who is this? Who is this? When I first heard the Chillin' Circuit 1.5, and then I heard the Listening album, it was just crazy because you had 2 rappers in this guy. You had Ninth Wonder as a producer and a DJ. Then you had rapper Big Pooh. And of course you had my man Fonte, who is an underrated, to me, one of the really underrated MCs right now. Period, to me. So with that, the way they sound made me addicted to him. And then when I heard the Minstrel Show, it was a rap.
Oh, yeah.
Percy Miracles, you know what I'm saying, and the way he was coming with it, and then he made fun of the spoken word guy, so I know that would have been good for you, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Yeah, so he like, you know, on the Yo-Yo off of a Listening album. So I will go with them for number 5. Number 4, oh man, to this day she's an influence on me, period. Probably why my swag is kind of different from everybody else's. I'm gonna go with MC Lyte. I always wanted to be MC Lyte. Always. Even rapping at a young age, 8. When she came out in 88, which is probably one of the greatest era for shoes, because you got the 4s on. Mm-hmm. No, actually it was the 3s that he won there. Yeah, the 3s. That he won the slam dunk contest. And when she came out with Light as a Rock, and she had 2 bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair in there, and she just had her hair asymmetric with blonde in it, and she was just so confident. She was keeping up with the fellas. You know what I'm saying? So
it was right down lyrics.
Here he goes talking about LL Cool J did that for her on what's that self-instruction.
Go ahead.
You know, which was a good one, but you can't sit here and say that even on Love.
I like Light.
Right, everybody had a little crush on Light.
No, I don't like that, but I think
you know,
tight.
What was that on Love and Basketball? That one they played. Said it again, I said it before. You know what I'm saying? So that one, she gives that to me, but then she also, where her influence was actually is where you get. It ain't gonna never be Roxanne Shante for me. It's not gonna be. That's where you get. You know what I'm saying? I would say Moni Love, Big Queen Latifah, all in that same genre era of 88 through 92 for me is where I would love, and that's what I love so much about MC Lyte. The number 3 person is gonna be, man, it's gonna be Jay-Z. I have to go with Jay. Reason I go with
Swagger Jacker.
Man, no. Well, I can't say that because Jay paid homage because Big was in the first couple videos, especially on Dead Presidents where they was sitting at the table. I really fell in love with Jay during Reasonable Doubt era, before everybody started catching on to the way when he was on Volume 3. The favorite song for me is gonna always be "Feeling It." I know Fat Joe said that "Feeling It" has one of the coldest lyrics in there, talk about if your click is rugged.
Everybody, yeah. If your click is rich, your click is rugged.
Yeah, and everybody falling, we be each other's crutches.
Yeah.
And that to me, it's been like that. He was always swagging that, you know, the shirt, the hat. Big was in that video. Also, Big was in Ain't No, you know what I'm saying, the same as well as Foxy Brown. So to me, I will put Jigga of that Reasonable Doubt era.
Hey, that's your opinion, man.
Okay.
Can I Live is my favorite on that album.
Man.
Can I Live?
Yes, I was gonna say The Evils as well.
Cashmere Thoughts.
Man, okay, we can go back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Brooklyn's Finest.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Okay,
yeah,
Politics
sure.
as usual.
Politics as usual.
Man, we just let the whole thing.
I agree.
Collect.
Coming of Age.
Yes.
Man, I'm just listening, man. listen.
Because it sounds great on vinyl.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
you
yeah.
hear that? It just sounds great on vinyl.
I agree.
Number 2 is one of my greatest dudes ever. The Notorious B.I.G. Big business instead of game. I fell in love with this guy. Man, my aunt brought home the Ready to Die tape. I stole it. Dubbed it when it had 2 tape cassette things. Listened to it in the basement. When I heard him do the warning, I'm like, who is dude?
Mm-hmm.
After that, then the show came out. And I saw that I had to hide and watch that on VHS when it came out on Cinemax. Actually, when we used to have the big brown cable boxes back in the day over there. His swag and the way he pictures and he makes you imagine the lyrics with making a story. And then I think he has one of the greatest double CD albums ever. Somebody can come after me or whatever, that's fine. But he has one of the greatest. On both sides, you can let him play. I would say this, that Ready to Die, Suicidal Thoughts is one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? We were just talking about One More Chance, the original version.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the original version, you know what I'm saying? He just, when he came out with Big Papa, he was just so cool, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then he made it cool for bigger guys to move the way they move. Mm-hmm. But also in a fashionable sense, he made me want a Jesus piece. He made me want a Jesus piece. And then when Warning came out, he just got up. I'm like, man, he grabbing the calico. And his wordplay was so impeccable. Mm-hmm. But then when he did the interview with Joe Clair on Rap City, because I used to run home from basketball practice to watch it. You know, my sophomore year in high school. Life After Death was getting ready to come out. I had them on tapes. My grandmother, she heard them. And when I say she broke them with the meat tenderizer, because she like, oh, you listening to my wife? Listen to Big Mom, come on, move out the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about this, because I played, not going back to Cali, The World Is Filled. And then she heard that, I was like, man, you could just let the second CD kind of made the first one, like, you was like, but then I got a story to tell. It's probably one of the greatest storytelling songs ever. Okay. And even Niggas Bleed too. Okay. But, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, what? Because I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite song off of it?
I was just about to say
Goodnight.
3, at least.
Really?
3.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight. What you got?
I got 3 though.
Okay, go ahead.
Sky's the Limit.
Okay, I got that one.
I Love the Dough with Jay-Z.
Really? It's so commercial.
And I hate this song.
Really. Okay, we'll talk about this when it's my turn, and then a story to tell. Okay,
I'm gonna go with What's Beef, because I can imagine him sitting at the table with Charlie Baltimore, Iceberg Slim, which is AKA Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And everybody sitting at the table with their rose, Lil Caesar Leo. You know, everybody at that table.
What was that group name?
Talk about Junior Mafia?
What was the group with Charlie Baltimore and Iceberg Slim? It was just them 3.
Oh man, I know you start with a C.
The Commission.
The Commission, yeah.
Yes. What if we would have got that? That's dope.
Man.
Not to cut you off.
That too. If we would have got that.
Yeah.
What if we would have got the Brooklyn's Finest album finally?
That would have been a hit.
But you know, I think to me, if he would have stayed, his I don't know what he would have did for me, because man, I needed him. When he passed, I was depressed. Every year I celebrate. Me and this dude celebrate him like it's nothing. I got a big armorized to him in my crib.
Dope.
And then the number 1 pick, you see the shirt on, it's a Tribe Called Quest.
Nice.
I picked them because, man, seeing them on Downtown Julie Brown show, they used to come on Channel 32 for all of us in the age group, who got slapped by Dr. Dre. You don't know those? Get that together. I saw these guys, I'm like, who is this? And Q-Tip just came on so smooth. And listening to the song Bonita Applebum is still one of my favorite songs.
And the remix.
Man, yeah.
The remix. The Isaac Brother remix.
I can dig it.
It's smooth.
It's smooth.
I like both versions, but
I mean, it's smooth, you know.
The only song I ain't like was I Left My Wallet in El Segundo.
That's a hit.
I can't get with it.
They grew on me.
It did?
That's almost like De La Soul with Potholes in My Lawn.
That's cold. That's cold.
When I first heard it, I was like, this is trash.
Now,
but you get away from it, and you like, okay.
Yeah.
That's how I was like that with Trav. When I first heard Trav, left my wild else kind of like, I'm like, because I'm going from Eric B and Rakim,
yeah,
Run
DMC, stuff like that. Then for these guys, Native Tongue, what they, I'm like
that group, but Fife was aggressive too.
Yeah.
Fife was aggressive, and then I rock with Tribe. I like all of their albums, even the later years, the 96, the 97 albums, the Union albums. But my favorite, and you can't find it nowhere on no music platform, and it's a Native Tongues collective, is Buddy.
I got it on vinyl.
Wow.
You need to go.
Buddy.
I got it on vinyl. I got a lot of, like, because of that, that's what made me love the Native Tongue movement, because Native Tongue movement was all about us empowering our black people.
Yeah.
And then people wasn't paying attention that Q-Tip was producing all this. So when you do watch Beats, Limes, and Life, you get to see him actually doing what we're doing now, going through and looking for the records and the albums. Because when he did, what song is that?
Yeah, with the
yeah, I was like this. I'm like, that's Minnie. I'm like, what?
He sped it up.
Going in the level creation. But then I finally seen them at Rock the Bells in 2008. We was up at Howard Street. And when I tell you, our tears was rolling down because Fife was in his, his final stages. Well, no, he was battling dialysis really bad. But just seeing Q-Tip and just the way they move and the way they was just, the hype was that whole movement just did something for me. Them, De La Soul, with Queen Latifah, Monique Love, Jungle Brothers, that movement right there is what really made me love hip hop. And then I'm surprised I only got my shoes on to go with this album. To go in theory, because I do have.
Oh, the Dunks? You got the Dunks?
No, I got the Vans.
Oh yeah.
Now with the Dunks, I do have that for De La Soul.
Okay.
The 3 Feet High and Rise ones.
Yes.
So I put them to the side.
That's the yellow and green.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's a dope. I'm gonna give you credit. That's a dope list.
Thank you for all the Sister Pop and down there.
Like I say, that's why I was looking forward to this show, to get everybody's perspective of what, because I knew everybody what made them like hip hop, rap, whatever they want to call it. Everybody gonna have a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what she said, I like her list, and it make you go, yeah, but like mine is totally different. So I'm gonna kick it to you, George. I know your list, because from what I can tell, I know you a hip hop historian. So I know you finna come with some head scratchers,
man,
and everything.
Right.
Debate topics. So I'm really looking forward to it. So what's your vibe?
So like we was discussing prior to shooting, what made me love hip hop really was Public Enemy, right? Just because their sound was so disruptive. The videos were so all over the place, it made you pay attention. The beats, I forget the name of their production crew. I'm drawing a blank. Bomb Squad, which ended up going on to produce
Cubes, yeah.
And then the group X Clan.
Yes.
Grand Verbalizer, all of that hits. That got my attention. As time grew on, and as I developed as a person, here is my 5, no particular order.
Okay.
So around that Public Enemy time, I really started tuning in to LL Cool J. As a shorty, 4 or 5 years old, I had a cousin who was in the military. So he came home, and it was like a short period of time. He came home, moved with my grandma, and he had literally like a box full of cassette tapes. And that bad cassette tape with him standing out, it was just a hit to me. Yeah. Everything about that little bitty tape was like, damn, he got the leather joint on with the ones, and listen to it, the whole album. And then that bad I'm Bad video was just crazy. And then as
his lyrics,
the lyrics,
I'm Bad, I think that's what a lot of people, don't mean to cut you off.
No.
A lot of people, they really ain't listening to what he's saying. He bragging like
an aggressive
nigga. I'm it.
Gold bro.
Like ain't nothing. Yes. I'm it. So
my DJ cut creator, like everything about that. I'm like, yo, this crazy.
the video really throws off what he's really saying.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, like with me, don't mean to cut you off again. With me, I grew up I was a beat person.
Same.
So if the beat caught me first, I'm gonna listen to it.
Mhm.
It might not be for 6-7 months later that the lyrics will get me like, and I'll be like, man. But I get in there when I go on my list. Go.
But see, even then, after that album, he progressed, you know.
Exactly.
And then he created the DNA, which we know today, as far as most artists, you know, whether it's get a sitcom, starring movies. A lot of people hand that over to Will Smith, but he hit the ground running first. You know, they had documentaries, the Rock Box documentary, when they were on all of those different tours. You know, but not to go too off topic. So you had LL who went from Bad to Mama Said Knock You Out to Booming System to Around the Way Girl to Lounging Remix to 1-2-4-3-2-1 with DMX, Redman, and
I think that's one of the
yes,
most underrated things about LL, his versatility.
and he was long. He had a longevity.
He changed his image.
Several, and then as far as fashion, we don't want to give him credit, but Gap, FUBU, we wouldn't even have really known what that was if he wouldn't have put them on the map.
But just his look in general.
Oh, no doubt. The jewelry,
the jewelry, the hats.
Yeah.
You know, when he used to wear the jean with the one leg up
and the words down with the spray
know what I'm
paint.
saying?
Yeah.
So you know his and he made you want to be he always got the bras.
Yeah.
The females. So he made you want to. You know, he gave you that little swagger a little bit.
For sure.
So, yeah, I'm with you.
And to piggyback off of that, he was the first one who really was making that R&B hip hop with "I Need Love," and it was different. And everybody was like, "What the fuck is this? You know, what's going on?"
And the crazy part, no matter how hard you was,
You
rocked with it. And the video was smooth too.
Exactly.
So
it was.
He knew just like if you go to the club. We let the women in free because they're going to bring the dudes.
That's right.
So his thing was, I'm going to make the song for the ladies because the dudes going to listen to it eventually because they're going to be, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that's a good one.
And you know what, thinking, I said I wasn't going to do an order, but LL would be 5. Next, I would have to say is Puff. Most would not consider him an artist, but I think what he did for hip-hop and the culture, he pushed it forward sonically.
And I'm going to jump on this one. I like that you did that because that was one of my reasons for doing this show. And that's when I was telling people, you don't have to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a designer. It could be Carl Kanai. But his influence on hip hop, it's probably made you. You know what I'm saying?
And his influence on hip hop is major.
That's why I'm glad you said Puffy. I wouldn't put it, but I know where you come from.
I mean, if you look back at his track record, his production, you know, whether he sampled, it's crazy. His very first album, No Way Out, is a classic through and through.
Definitely a classic.
Whether he wrote a lyric on there, his swag, what he brought to those lyrics is a hit. More Money, More Problems, Been Around the World. Like, what? I'll Be Missing You, All About the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins is a super classic.
But the crazy part about that, and they gonna mess with my list, it depends on, they clown Puffy for sampling, but
it's been done.
Dre used to sample, the whole Chronic is sampled.
Yeah.
And that's iconic. So, you know, we pick and choose who we want to.
For sure.
Q-Tip samples.
All the time.
But I'm saying we pick and choose who we want to. They sample, okay.
But you know why they give Puffy a bad rap? Because the way he sampled, most of the songs that he sampled, he looped it. You add a couple kick drums in there.
Yeah, he doesn't do nothing. He keep the same beat.
Yeah.
With
So
the other
like,
people,
you can't tell.
They'll take one little snippet,
sound bites,
and do something, and then you'll hear the original song years later and be like, "Yo, I done heard it."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah.
But to add on to what you're saying about Puff, just think about the fashion wave that he made for
That
us.
was next.
He made everybody, because of Big and all of them, everybody wanted the Jesus piece and the Rolex because it was a combination.
Coochie sweater.
Man, the leather jerseys I definitely wanted in high school. And it was just not just that, but if we talk about the No Way Out album, the Young G's was one of the rawest songs on it, and I Love You with Black Rob.
Yes.
Look, check this out. His influence. Puffy the reason people started back wearing mohawks.
True.
This clown wore mohawks.
True.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Sean John era with the Crush velour with the white ones.
Exactly.
The Mo Money Mo Problem. We laughed, but here in Chicago, we wore them fireman jackets, the patent leather shiny jackets, because we saw Puff wearing them.
What about the goggles?
Ones.
We was in high school with swim goggles
Broke off
and
to the side,
right
the
with
ones.
the ski goggles.
They was
Yes.
with goggles before Puff. But I know a couple cats who rocked because they was rocking goggles in breakdancing days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But Puffy brought it back, like I say, just with the mohawk.
Yeah.
You never wore a mohawk. When I was a kid, only people wore mohawks. Punk rockers,
Yeah.
homosexuals. Period.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Puff is number 4. I think he did so much for the culture. He's continuing but being the first black-owned hip-hop music network. Not no disrespect to BET, but Revolt is totally different from BET.
Definitely is.
So shout out to Puff. My number 3 would be Lil Wayne. The reason why I say Lil Wayne is because his career as a whole, what he did early 2000s up until now can never be duplicated. And with these new artists now, they take everything in the blueprint that he laid with those mixtape runs and just producing music.
Mm-hmm.
I can recall being in college, and it seemed like every other week somebody was like, "You heard Wayne new mixtape?" I'm like, "Bro, I can't get online quick enough. I'm just processing this, the drought, whatever, or you know what I'm saying, Gangsta Girl, whatever." He done threw something else out there. He is also the reason why a lot of these artists now have crews. Like, yeah, a lot of the older artists in the 90s had crews, but they were in the background. Like, you knew who they... Right.
They crews was gone.
Wayne got artists that have never dropped an album, but you know who they are. Gutta Gutta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was a smooth lyricist, but he never had an album. He had a couple songs, mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Main, Tyga,
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj. Even the little shorties that he had around, I forget their name. They got
little twist.
Little twist. They got their little reality stuff. You know, everybody moving and grooving off of that.
His crew actually, instead of being hanger-ons,
They did
they
something.
actually was doing something.
Yeah.
So that was, I feel you on that.
And he came from a crew. He was a part of the Cash Money Millionaires, Hot Boys, which was a whole nother era in itself.
Yeah.
But as far as like when he stepped out on his own, these kids couldn't overlook him if they want to. He'll still come out and give it to anybody to this day. And his last couple albums, I'm not a huge fan of. He got a few songs on there that's a hit, but people to this day still wait for Wayne to drop an album, and he could drop an album coughing on the song, and it's gonna do numbers. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your favorite
Wayne
album?
I would have to say the Carter 3.
Carter 3?
Carter 3.
Mm.
Carter 3. I think that was the most impactful album. The first Carter, I can recall being in high school. I wasn't really up on that Wayne just yet. Everybody's reciting "Go DJ, Go DJ." The Carter 2 was nice. I listened to that through majority of my freshman, sophomore year of college. But the Carter 3 with Let the Beat Build.
Oh yeah,
The intros where he had Bun and Busta Rhymes spitting on the intros.
Mm-hmm.
Even Lollipop was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely have to say.
Oh, yeah, he was at CTA then.
And I would probably, honestly, if you said an album, yeah, but I could think of a couple mixtapes that I thought was dope with a bunch of throwaway records that I personally like from there.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got to give it to my boy from the south side of Chicago, Kanye. Now, when Kanye hit the ground running, 02, 03, I could just recall. I even say 01 because 01 was when everybody really got on to him because of Blueprint and H to the Izzo. You know, everybody heard Kanye on the track. You know, if you was from Chicago, you knew who Kanye was. He was bubbling, but he just hadn't taken off
Guess
yet.
who's back?
But then when Scarface hit, Guess Who's Back?
Man,
You could not turn on any radio station and not hear that. And then
Exactly.
Through the Wire came on.
Yeah.
And then, but here's the thing. Slow Jams was a hit. The, you know, light-skinned friend looked like Michael Jackson, dark skin. You know, that little line was like, hey, this man crazy. But what did it for me for Kanye, beat-wise, lyric-wise, and just, it's this posse cut. It's called We Are the Champions.
Yeah.
Dame Dash.
yeah.
Young Chris,
Because
Neat.
they
Yes.
actually played it. They played it here a lot.
Yes.
They played it here.
And nobody could find it. Then lo and behold, I'm at Sam Goody. I'm 16. I'm at Sam Goody at River Oaks Mall in the snowstorm. It was in the paid in full soundtrack.
Mm.
It was the second disc, the Dream Team, and it was nothing but all the new Rockefeller artists. And really, the icing on the cake for that song was Twista at the end.
Yeah.
Twista went crazy at the end. That's one of my all-time favorite songs, and I think Kanye just really showed who he was. And that was the beginning. But what he has done we talk about sampling, bringing those soul beats. You know, that whole year, everybody was trying to throw a little old school sample in there, but they just couldn't get it right. They just couldn't get it right. He wasn't afraid to be himself. He was vocal, you know, and I think a lot of what he represented in hip hop represented Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't afraid to be different. You know, he came out with the Blazers, with the gold chain. He was the first ones like really pushing the, you know, I got the so-and-so Pradas, they classic, but I put the book bag on, but the book bag 800. If that ain't some Chicago-ish, we love to, you know, pop our stuff.
We gonna be different. We're gonna be different.
For sure, and we gonna tell you why though. And we don't care what you got to say about it. You can tease me. I got the pink polo with the collar popped, the button ups. Come on,
we ain't
man.
following with your
He
style.
shifted the whole Rockefeller crew. They was some hustlers, hard beats, DJ Premier, Just Blaze was just starting to bubble. Everybody wanted the two-step, throw the polos on, dress it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
After he started popping his, even, you know, and Jay is Jay, but even Jay, and you said this off camera, you said Swagger Jack, and he does take a lot from his artists. When Kanye came in with the Louis Vuitton Don, and I got these Gucci loafer, whatever, he went and got a Reebok contract, and his first model of his shoe was off of some classic Gucci shoes. So he definitely pick up on a lot, you know what I mean? But Kanye, even to this day, these kids is trying to, his little cut off puffer jacket, I don't like it personally.
Man.
But a $50 Gap jacket, they reselling and going crazy. It's $800 jacket now.
Man, looking
With
homeless.
Kanye, I'm a chime in. When they talk about verses,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always said everybody talk about Jay and certain artists. So I think Jay, I say R. Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
and I say Kanye.
Yes.
I say those three artists. And I'm gonna give a 4. I'm gonna give Wayne.
Yeah.
Those 4, because how I see them do verses if a person produced. I say if you do Kanye hits, what he produced, what he made, I say
It would be separate verses. His production alone.
Like he said on Drink Champs, y'all got to get like 4 dudes to get with me. And
Yes.
and if you sit back, he could do a different verse like for each album. He could do a verses just on the album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and he, like you say, even now, when he reinventing himself, he doing the gospel albums. The gospel stuff, I was like, yeah,
But it hit.
I didn't listen to the gospel stuff. I ain't gonna even trip till my mom passed in September.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom listened to it. So that's something we use for her viewing. Because she listened to it. So we played songs off that. And I was like, I'm sitting in the church at the, like, and then the stuff, look, the follow me. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm dude, I'm like, this nigga done turned the house on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gospel.
Yeah.
You know, Rain.
Yeah.
I can't. He got me on Rain. I'm like, nah, dog. I can't separate them two on that. But that's genius to me, man.
Man, I'm
You
looking
know.
for. Speaking of Genius, I'm looking forward to his documentary that aired next Friday called Genius on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like Kanye, man. He
He epitomizes Chicago. He not trying to fake it or do too much. He make mistakes. We all pop off. We say certain things. You know, he's human. You know, I take up for him a lot. Wait, man, he crazy. No. Man, he is
He
still
a
that
real one. He a
same.
real
Thank you.
He a real
And you have to be from Chicago to
To
really
understand.
And
understand.
you got to be written. See, I'm from the West Side.
Uh-huh.
I'm West Side all day, every day. But I'm out South a lot.
So crucial conflict in your list. Huh?
No, sir.
Okay. I was about to say, hold up, bro.
No, sir. No disrespect.
Thank
No
you.
disrespect.
Thank you.
Because, you know, y'all mess around, pull up on me.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You
Come
know.
on, still outside. Yeah.
You know, I'm from that era, crucial conflict, do or die. What's
Psycho
up, Nod? You know, psychodrama. You know,
B-Lo was my guy. B-Lo was my
snipers.
guy.
You know, what's up, Rob? You know,
Yeah.
I'm from that neighborhood, that area. So,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but Kanye, man, he made you proud. One thing about Chicago, when you get on,
We
I
all
don't care
know.
how nutty you are. Look at as big as a freak R. Kelly is, we're gonna rock with him.
Indeed.
Just like Kanye, we're gonna rock with him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When what's that Home Again he made?
Yeah. There's three
Dude,
versions of that.
I
Two, three versions of that.
bumped that just because the fact he talking about Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I like your list. Who your number one? Cause
Jigga. Jay.
he done lost.
Jay.
I'm just tripping.
What do you say?
So,
I was just tripping.
like you said, you really honed in on Jay during Reasonable Doubt. I was familiar with certain songs off Reasonable Doubt, like Ain't No. I was familiar with Ain't No because that was also featured on the Nutty Professor soundtrack.
Definitely was.
And the
Definitely
video was dope, and I'm like, oh, you got Jay, you got Irv in the video. You
Yes,
know what I'm
you
saying?
do. When he first was being young.
Watching Rap City, you know, that next album, Volume 2, still wasn't really on them, but I knew the joint with Blackstreet, The City Is Mine. The video was cool. I'm a video head. I watch more podcasts and videos on YouTube than anything else. Empower. But
Which was good. It was good.
And, Jay-Z, I'm gonna cut it
So-
real quick.
okay, go ahead.
The crazy part about Jay-Z, I ain't gonna say he different, because when he was going through his thing, I liked him. Until I started, like I say, I'm a beat person,
Mm-hmm.
so his beats was always banging. But when I started listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, hold on, I heard this before. So that kind of turned me off.
Mm-hmm.
But the song that made me like Jay-Z, hey, that's my Ain't No Nigga, I hate Ain't No Nigga. Who You With?
Ooh, off of the Sprung soundtrack.
Who You
Which
With?
was on Volume 2.
Who You With,
Volume
man?
Volume 1.
When
Right,
I-
because
got-
I'm thinking about Reasonable Doubt.
When
The
I
second
heard-
album.
When I
Because they got
heard-
two versions of that.
Yeah.
When I heard Who You With,
The video was what got me, though.
Yeah.
On the pimp, the
it's
Mac.
the beat. Like, I'm a
Dun,
beat
dun,
person.
Yeah.
The beat, I was like, man, my man. But he the only, I'm gonna let you stop back. He the only artist. But he had about 7, 8 year run, like every summer. Or 10.
He dropped. 10-year run.
He dropping some every summer. And I tell my son, my 16-year-old son, I'm like, dude, every year for like 10 years, he dropped bangers.
Every year.
Bangers. He had a
Every
summer
year.
anthem every year.
Every year.
I mean, you go from Big Pimpin' to Ace to the Izzo. You know, you can just go down the line. You know,
Yeah.
frontin'.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Poppy.
You know,
Man.
Hey, Poppy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So one thing I give him, even though I always mess with people, I say, man, Jay-Z only got put on because Biggie died.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
that's
I feel it, I feel
me.
it.
Because of him going, he went to the producer, man, give me them Biggie beats. You know what I'm saying? But I think he was coming.
yeah. He was coming.
Do I think they would have monopolized him, Pop? He would have made his little niche in there, like with Nas. But I can't knock Jay-Z, man. As much as I'm a Biggie till I die, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Jigga, I say so. I'm familiar with all of those albums, and even though those albums are highly regarded for me and my age and my era. Hard Knock Life, Volume 2 was when I really tapped in. Not even with the title track, with
Right.
the Annie sample.
Yeah.
It was Money, Cash,
Yeah,
with X.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
It was something at that time. It was something about Swiss Beats sound that I could pick a Swiss Beats song blind. I don't even have to read, and I read credits in the books. I come from that.
Yeah.
But I still got
Certain-
stacks of
Certain
XXLs.
certain producers, as soon as you hear,
That's
Swiss
Swiss Beats.
that's Premier.
And you know
That's
what
Timbo.
Stevie J and
Yeah.
Diddy, man.
Drake.
So yeah.
Only song we'll talk about Drake too. But go ahead.
Hey, I mean, and Drake is doing it now. It's a couple that I could probably play around with, but for me personally, those are my 5. Like and they've had longevity, still going to this day, and still have influence. Whether they making songs right now, we could switch gears and be like, okay, leave the music over there for Jigga or Wayne or Puff. Think about everybody they've put on. They record label, their clothing company, they media company, the movies.
Yeah.
So that's how I base mine on, and they still influencing to this day. But that Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, and that's not even my favorite album. That's just really when I got in tune. But the Blueprint.
I was getting ready to ask you, what was your favorite 3?
3,
3.
Blueprint, American Gangster, and Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt. Those are my 3 favorite. When them towers went down, I went to Hyde Park High School. My father picked me up from school early. They was like restricting everybody because remember it was that whole little thing. They might strike Chicago. They might. You ran to Evergreen Plaza. The first opportunity that I got to Circuit City and grab that CD. I sat in the room, had a little boombox, put my headphones in. I probably fell asleep listening to that CD over and over again. That whole summer leading up to September 11th when the album dropped, there were so many Blueprint bootlegs, freestyles, and little. I had all of them, and I'm looking for some of them songs because they still a hit. Like, man, remember that song? It was supposed to be on the album, but it was on the bootleg Blueprint. Man, that was the album for me to this day. That ain't no. I mean, You Don't Know, Takeover, Girls, Heart of the City.
Man.
And then even Renegade.
Man, that's
Eminem.
I ain't gonna interrupt you.
That hidden track at the end, the one that Kanye did, the Girls remix.
Yeah,
you gotta let it time out a little bit.
Girls was produced by Q-Tip.
That's right.
But I would say, what's that? Mama. Blueprint. Mama Loves Me.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Renegade still bumps in my car.
Renegade is a hit.
Renegade still bumps.
But You Don't Know. And honestly, the one thing that all of these artists got in common is their confidence and their swag. Like, you had LL, like we said, FUBU, and just the chains and the one leg up, and he used to wear the Nautica jackets with the dad hats. Like, I'm into that. Like, I'm so into that fashion, hip hop, sneakers. I think it all go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Wayne was a little left early in his career. He had the jerseys, the Reeboks, and Jabos.
Yeah.
Then you had Puff, who had, like I said, the velours, the jewelry. He was the first one talking about platinum and platinum this and iced out this.
Yeah.
And all the different color Air Force Ones, Then Sean John became of that. Then you had Jay, who, in my personal opinion, he always had a iceberg joint on, which when he rapped about iceberg so much, he went to them and was like, yo, let's work it out. Y'all throw me some. They was like, oh, no, we good. That's what birthed Rockaway.
Yeah, same thing with Chris Style.
Oh, yeah.
Ace of Spades. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm selling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Armadale was some terrible vodka. It definitely was.
I never tasted it.
It
I'm
was
glad.
terrible.
I don't drink, so.
We know, man, but that was terrible. Terrible. But Jay just epitomizes the way you want to, especially when you don't know, if you ain't never seen him in concert, soon as that come on, it feels like Chicago. We just stand up, and that's just Blaze beat.
Yeah.
Sure, I do. You know, you getting
Yeah.
all confident and knowing the words and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
And he was a hustler. He epitomized the hustle.
Yes.
He made you want to go up, like, you know, the stuff that he spoke about, the ranges, the jewelry, everything. He made you really want, whether you was in the streets or you had a 9 to 5, you wanted to put in some overtime. You wanted to do whatever it took to get right. You
That
wanted to
shoebox
go.
money.
I'm trying to tell you.
The shoebox
Man.
one.
You know what? This is y'all almost made me feel old. I like both of y'all take, and that's real. I ain't knocking nobody.
What?
Both of y'all insight on what, and then y'all broke it down. So it really is what I looked for anyway in this show.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, everybody reasoning is different. You know, yours was astonishing. You know what I'm saying? Everything you talked about, what you broke it down. You know, Nikki, yours was too. You know, I'm gonna give you grief.
I'm gonna see it,
But see, I listened to what you said. So on my list, somewhat combined. Mine was based off like my age. So as far as growing up, and I'm not a fad fan. How people, like I use Tupac.
Yeah.
How people, I like Tupac. I get around the
Yeah.
violent, but he's not one of my influences. But I'm just saying how everybody
Brenda's got
jumped
a baby.
on.
Brenda's got a baby was class.
So I ain't gonna put mine in no order because each artist or person pretty much like a particular period for me.
Mhm.
So the first one I'm gonna go is Dre, Dr. Dre. What he did for production wise, just it made me like he's like the first artist that I anticipated his album coming with the Chronic, and you know you always was on his beats from the NWA days, and just his maturing from the NWA days to the Chronic to further with the Death Row, then even more Aftermath. You was just amazed at his production, even though some of it was sometimes seemed like it was the same thing.
Melody,
But
real melodic.
every now and then he'll make you go, Dre did that. Perfect example. Hurt Again by Mary J. Blige. Never knew
Okay.
Dre produced that.
What?
So I was finna say, not to cut you out, was Miss Chalet, Something in My Heart. That bass, boom.
Yeah.
But he
Or Gwen Stefani.
He produced for Gwen?
Yeah. But with her and Eve, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah. Oh,
Blow
yeah,
Your Mind?
Yeah.
But Dre, I remember Deep Cover. When Deep Cover came out, I think I was 16. And that's when Q was everything with us. You know, and you know, we was like, man, Dre got a song, Deep Cover, he done left. You know, Easy now. And so him and Snoop,
You wanted to tune in.
that anticipation when you first heard that beat, I don't care where you was, it was, you know, then the Chronic, just what it did for me, that was, I ain't gonna even say what it was, because I'm really telling my age. Well, skip it. That was my senior year of high school when the Chronic came out. That was like the soundtrack of my senior year, you know. Then, you know, when he left Death Row, the way he left Death Row, like, man, this ain't what I'm on. I'm gonna go start my own. So that speaks.
Did you get that compilation that he had? The Aftermath?
The Aftermath,
I've
yes,
been
sir.
there and I
With the
East
big
know.
bomb.
East Coast,
Yeah.
West Coast Killer?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Razzcast?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
So I like Dre for having enough confidence in his talent to be like, dude, you can take all that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go slide again over here. And
He
you know what I'm saying? So Dre is one.
Let me chime in on that one with Dre.
Go ahead.
Because not only did he just leave, but everybody else that we all don't, like a lot of people don't know, he put Marsha Ambrosius up there. He put Anderson .Paak.
Mm-hmm.
He put Kendrick. Man, he is a whole trend.
He had Eve first.
Yeah.
He had Eve first.
Yeah. Who else? We could say that Drake did.
Truth Hurts, the R&B.
Oh
artist.
man.
But you still got him.
Yeah.
Then he went back and got some greats. He had Rakim.
Yeah, right.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Dre.
Yeah.
Dre.
Genesis album.
Yes.
Dre is one. Probably, and see, I'm so different from people. Reggie Noble for me.
I knew it was
Red
coming.
Man.
I knew it was
Reggie
coming.
Noble for me, man, made me, like I say, I'm so different from people. When I first heard him on Hardcore, he made with EPMD, he made me go like, did you hear what he said? It made, because like I say, I'm a beat person.
Mm-hmm.
So a beat to get me, he was one of the first artists, the first time I heard whatever he said, it hit.
Mm-hmm.
And his first album, you know, and it's different songs I liked on the first, you know, everybody gonna say Blow Your Mind and all that. Mine was Got Your Nuggets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was my joint. You know, the Muddy Waters album.
It's classic.
Was,
You know,
yeah.
even There's a Dark Side, you know. People clowned it, but you know, Cosmic Slop, you know. But Redman for me, man, he's still that dude. Redman dropped something right now, I'm going to get it.
Did you like him and I like the Blackout with him and Method Man.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Look here.
Def Jam era 2000.
When they
Cat.
made
Oh.
How High,
That's my favorite song. Right
I
there.
remember my buddy Solomon was, because I used to always say, man, I wish Method Man and Redman make a song. The show.
Whatever
Yeah.
Man for me.
Oh my
Man.
God.
Yes.
The
But
video.
when they did
The
How
Blues
High,
Brothers.
when they did How High, I played that probably the whole song.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, whatever, man, do what you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My son, look, I slapped the shit out of you right now. My sons know that hard, cause man, look, that's like an anthem. Like, I wish I could just play that at work. Just let somebody know hey, this what's it. You know what I'm saying? So
That was a gold group to me, not to cut you off.
Meth and
Like
Red.
whoever thought to put them two and say, y'all do y'all
They
thing
say
at
Def
Def
Jam.
They
What I
was
heard, it was Def
genius.
Jam.
Man. And then the
Heard
verses
Def
that
Jam.
they did, they was like,
They still could go,
man.
man.
But then they
I
put them
rock.
together on Power.
Yeah.
They like real best friends
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Another group,
I'm gonna say Wu-Tang.
of course.
Oh, I knew. I felt it in my spirit.
And the crazy part, when the Wu came out, I didn't like them.
I
There was
agree.
so many, and I was like, it's like 39 dudes on the song. But, I'll talk. My favorite artist of the Wu-Tang, Dirty.
Really? I got a few people who have said that.
Dirty.
This is man all the time.
Dirty. When I heard Dirty, first things first, you know, I'm like, rewind. I'm like, did you hear what he said? I could say it's probably only been like 4 artists. The very first time I heard them rap, I was hooked. And Red, Dirty. It's too long. You know, I love Dirty first album. I love Dirty second album. Nigga, please.
What was it, Brooklyn Zoo? First album?
Yes.
That was on Brooklyn Zoo was on there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was the Shimmy Shimmy Ya and all that. My song was Dirty Dancing with Meth.
Mm-hmm.
That's still my joint. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, Dirty was different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Meth was the one everybody liked. All the girls liked
I was
Meth.
gonna say that for me it's Ghost.
I like Ghost.
Ghost was just me, you know, and even before I really knew him, everything he talked about I could relate to. Getting fly chicks, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and then watching the documentary,
Which was incredible.
man, we've got to get the Wallabies. I'm gonna go get these
man.
dip. My boy coming, we can get these colors changed. I'm like, bro, that's me. I knew it was the reason
That
why I
was-
liked
that
it.
was our era. That was our era in high school,
I
in
like
97.
Dirty because I couldn't relate to what he was going through because of how I grew up. But I knew somebody just like him.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Redman. I know a cat just like him, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when we be talking, I think we had a debate on who had the coldest solo debut Wu album.
Yeah.
From Wu?
So,
Yeah, out of all, who has the best?
so we was trying to rank them. So I had, Raekwon first album.
What was Raekwon's first album?
Only Built for Cuba Links.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Ray. Of course, I put Dirty. I said Chisel. That Liquid Swords album.
Yeah.
Shadowboxing.
Yeah.
Still bumping.
Yeah.
Still bumping.
Yeah.
So in the fact that the Wu was able to be a group and then branch off and all of them have some level of success, then to come back and Triumph is probably one of my top 5 favorite
I
songs.
know that song word for word.
That's what we
And
had a debate on yesterday.
I was so mad on Triumph because Dirty was back and forth in jail.
Yeah.
Even on the album,
They
he
couldn't
really
feature
couldn't.
him.
He couldn't really be on there. I think the only song he was on was Dog Shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Even though that's my joint though, but but Triumph, it lets you know. It's like they broke off, and they say, okay, we showed y'all what we can do separately, but we gonna come
And
back.
we still hot as a
bang,
group.
we gonna come
Man.
back. Dude, my sister Vaughn, I was so in the Wu, so man, my sister was like, man, drop off this CD for you. Cause my little brother, you know what I'm saying? I was in school, So that's 3.
You ever had some Wu wear? I think I
They
had
stole
some
my
jeans and a
t-shirt. They stole my t-shirts when I was hooping.
Marshalls on 87.
Yeah.
Dead serious. I got a whole jean and t-shirt.
Oh, the
next
wallaby type
artist-
of chick.
My next artist is my man to the day I die, Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie is my dude. Like I say, first time I heard Biggie, I was in college, heard everybody talking about Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. Man, you need to listen to Biggie Smalls. Ooh. But now, I heard Juicy, but I threw Juicy out the window.
Mm-hmm. Too commercial.
And I remember going to my aunt's house to watch, and I saw Flavor in Your Ear remix. Didn't even know who was on it. But I saw Biggie. And his verse, it was so cold, I said, this got to be who they talking about. And I remember going back playing it, just what he was saying. When he said the Gooch, and people don't even know who the Gooch is if you ain't from Different Strokes. He the bully from, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Not from Houston, but a rapper like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm actually just reminiscing the first time I heard Flavor in Your Ear remix. And the feeling that he got, I'm like, man. And then when I heard Ready to Die, it wasn't the radio songs I like. I like the Give Me the Loot.
The album cuts.
The Give Me the Loot. The Suicidal Thoughts.
Man.
The joint with
Unbelievable.
Method Man. What's the
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The What?
The
The
What?
What.
Oh my God.
That's
The
it.
What?
That's the hit.
The what?
Like we told you, the original One More Chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, and just his wordplay and everything he said, you can visualize.
Mm.
You can actually see it. Then, one of my other favorite songs ever, Who Shot You?
Woo.
And I heard Who Shot You, I was like, this got to be the greatest record I ever heard in my life. Even though when I heard it, I say, somebody finna die. Somebody finna die. I'm like, as soon as I heard the whole song, especially the end, and Tupac had just got shot, I say, somebody finna die. I say, this getting a little too real. But any of my friends know, Biggie, I rock Biggie hard. I still bump Biggie to this day. Probably my other artists, you could go back and forth, because I could put Cube. I was a big Cube fan. Hard. I could go KRS-One.
Mm.
KRS really
Teach you.
made me. I'm going to go KRS.
Mm.
I'm going to go KRS because it's I could do subtitles on, but KRS, when I heard My Philosophy,
Yes.
man, I was amazed. And then, like y'all say, seeing him in concert once again in college, he came to Homecoming,
Mm.
and he did Criminal Minded, and I was just like, just that East Coast vibe, and
Yeah.
all my boys at the time was from DC and New York and Philly, and I was like, this song is incredible. You know what I'm saying? You know, Nicki, I don't think Nicki like it. I like Step Into the World. Step to the World. You know
Hate
what I'm
that
saying?
song, man.
I
He
love
know
that
that.
song.
He knows that,
I love
for
that song.
sure.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
We was going
You
back
know?
and forth on the verses, texting. You know y'all do it? I hate the song.
But I you know, I like Chris. You know, my sidebar, you know, Tried. You know, I rocked they first 3 albums. Yeah.
Oh
Q.
my God, we're
Oh
busted.
my God.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I felt that.
Yes.
Even A Love Movement was kind of dope.
Yeah.
You know?
Find a Way is mine.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's when he was with Janet Jackson at the time.
Q.
Wait, Q-Tips
Q-Tip
was
was
with
with
Jaden?
Janet for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, man.
But
He
even-
admitted it.
You ain't know that. But even
Nah,
Q,
I didn't.
But even Q, people forget what Q doing so much movies. Lyricist how cold Q was. Q was nice. You know, I look at Q, but like Q, X. You know, X brought me out of when Biggie died. I was done with rap. I was like, I'm straight, I'm cool. X brought a whole new energy, just, you know what I'm saying? You know, they get at me, dog, again. Something you ain't never heard before. 3, 2, 1. What's that? Money,
Yeah, Money Cash Hoes.
Money, Cash, Hoes. Money, Power, Respect.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
locks.
yeah,
Jadakiss.
yeah.
Man, I could go Gangstar.
Okay.
Okay.
Gangstar with Premier with his
Master
Premier as far as a producer. You know,
P. Rock.
Premier. P. Rock too.
Man, yes.
I could go. Nas is another artist.
That's a honorable mention for me.
Nas.
But with Nas though, he had the lyrics, like you said, I'm a beat person. He
He's
didn't
the worst beat
always
picker
thank
ever.
you. I didn't really get into him till what's the one where he was the Pharaoh on this cover?
What's that?
It's that I Am with New York State of Mind.
New York State of
Hate Me
Mind was
Now.
on there.
That
Well,
was
New
on-
York State of Mind was on
Illmatic.
Illmatic.
Okay,
Oh,
New
I
York State of
Am.
Mind too. It's a
Okay,
part two.
okay.
Yeah.
And Dr. Knockboot.
Yeah, that's on I Am.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
I think what Nas should have did, I would have stuck with the Premier. What he did on his first album, those the producers, because all them was like that New York.
Mhm.
I think he should have stayed in that lane. Not necessarily those same producers, but like a Premier. I think he should, when he started going just everywhere, it was like, nah,
Yeah.
dog.
He didn't really start getting his just due till Stillmatic. Do we agree?
Yeah, because
When he really went in, that's a classic album.
When he
Yeah.
did Ether, that made people
Wake Up.
step back. The real hip hop people knew Nas was cold.
He was nice.
from Live at the Barbecue.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But Ether was that, because nobody really came at Jay. Jay was bodying him. Jay was like how Drake is now.
I agree.
To Pusha got him.
Yeah.
But when nobody trying to holler at Jay, like, nah, man, I'm gonna leave that alone.
But you said something about Pusha. We could put as an honorable mention group, the Clips. Because Pharrell, matter of fact, I don't understand, we should have put Pharrell in there as a fashionable change with production, because he could go production.
Oh, Pharrell
is cold.
production.
Him and
Old Dirty second album.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Baby I Got You. He did that with
That's-
Khalees.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, with Nori.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
God.
he gave Nori a whole
That
new
oh
life.
no. That
Yeah.
oh no.
Went
That
crazy.
oh no still
Super.
get Super Thug. But that oh no is
Now if we go Nori, if we go Anthems, that was what, 97, 98?
Mhm.
That band from TV
Was classic.
was crazy.
Or you can go with Nothing with Mike Epps.
And that was that was 03, 02, 03. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a hit.
Yeah. You can actually, I would say, let's throw the Outkast in there.
For
Because
sure.
everybody loved, I would
You
say.
know what? And the
Look, 'cause
crazy
I know
part
you get ready-
about Outkast, I hated Players Ball.
Crazy.
Really?
But see, I'm so going off. If I see everybody liking it,
You gotta, yeah.
I'ma hate it. So everybody was liking Players Ball.
I was younger. I wasn't really up on the down
Man.
south wave.
It hit Chicago.
96, 94, right?
94.
I
Summer
think-
94. They played Players Ball. They played Players Ball. On first
goodness.
album.
Oh yeah.
A-Ball, MJG.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
But I didn't like Players Ball, but the rest of the album I liked.
I didn't get into Outkast until Aquemini
Greatest album.
with
Period.
Rosa Parks, and then the joint with Raekwon, and
See
then
on the
the
Bar.
classic.
If you say what I think you're going to say. Aquemini? Yeah.
Oh, that's my
But what about
favorite.
Liberation, though?
I gotta say I skipped over that.
Man.
But the one of my favorites off that album is the joint with Slick Rick.
All of the
I was
artist
gonna say,
storytelling.
Yes, classic. Man, if they didn't set him up, and they would go on to do like 3 or 4 songs together. That was like 96, 97 is right when he came home. Maybe 97, 98 was when Slick Rick first came home.
Yeah. They got him. They got him.
Southern Playalistic was probably one of my favorites.
The Locks was nice to me.
Okay.
They put Rough
They
Riders.
first album
Was
with
crazy.
Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild Out.
Yeah.
Now, F you. When he came
Oh,
out,
yeah.
walk on, he like, everybody's a snake.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta see grass cut. Woo.
But I mean this I like this show because everybody, even though y'all made me feel old,
Man, what is he talking
Nika
about?
has really made me feel old. The first dude she said, I'm like, oh,
But see, MC Light, I like Paper Thin though.
Cha 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 with me.
Cha Cha and Cappuccino.
Stop
Yes.
looking
And
less.
of course Georgie Portia.
Yeah.
My mama played that
I
all
Oh,
like
man.
Stop Looking Less.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stop
man.
Looking Less. Cha 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 she was in that bag with Cha Cha Cha.
the time. Another honorable mention for me is Jeezy.
Okay.
Jeezy. That hustling, that's me. Like that's, I'm telling you, man. Like that.
And like I say, no answer is wrong because
Yeah.
it's opinion based.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what you crazy for liking Jeezy. Okay, I don't like Jeezy. Okay, you do. Okay,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
but 05, that Jeezy, and I'm not even talking about So Icy and that Gucci. I wasn't even knowing that they was bumping heads like that till years later.
Exactly.
But that very first album, Thug Motivation 1-on-1, was just
If
stupid.
you ever wanted to learn how to
Man,
cook drugs,
Yeah, right.
he gave it right to you. I'm the
So,
realest.
Yeah,
Y'all already know. That was
Got
my
Trap
club
Man.
days.
What?
Oh my God, standing on
This-
couches, acting
this-
full.
we might have to do
Part
Part
two.
a part 2 on
Because
this.
we didn't even touch Drake, and that's another one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, we might have to do a part 2 on this because this was
We need the albums.
we might have to. That's something we're gonna have to talk on.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's do
so
it.
you heard it here first. Know It All exclusive. We're gonna do a part 2 to this.
Classic albums.
We may
Classic.
we'll
No
come up with
skips.
some.
The
We'll
no
come up
skip
with some.
factor.
Oh,
We'll come up with some.
okay.
So that I say that because we clear and concise. Because what may be a classic to you, I might say, well, no, that song was kind of trash. So I think if
It's-
you
it's
do the no
very few.
that you
No
don't
skips.
skip, thank you. That's
no
right.
skip.
Man. Oh,
But it's very few, but it's enough that we can
It's
all
enough
agree.
that we can debate.
Exactly.
exactly.
we can
Okay,
debate.
okay.
Okay.
You
I
about
like
to
this
have us
one.
look? I'm bumping.
So,
Yeah.
on any of y'all got any social networks y'all want the people to check out?
Yeah, mine is kind of long, but mine is my Instagram, where I'm most busy at, is Katie Nim, which is it's like an ode to my daughter. It's Katie Nim Daddy, 93. Culture and fashion stuff like that on any of my social media. So yeah,
What you got, Nick?
Man, you can check me out on Instagram under Miss MZ Choose Wisely all that time. Pretty much that's it. You know what I'm saying? On Facebook, I ain't giving out that information. Do a lot of dirt on there. Going back and forth.
Well, on mine, you can check me out on Know It Alls on Facebook, 1030 Know It All Sports on Instagram. Same thing on TikTok. So on that note, well, we got another show finished. I'd like to thank my guests, Nikki and George, and we'll get back to you on the
Thank
next
y'all
go
for having
round.
me. I appreciate
On
it.
the part too, no doubt, no doubt. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.